Howdy Earthlings, I think this is a character that's going to be pretty popular with the furry part of my audience, even more so than you would typically expect for an all-furry game. I think she just checks the design boxes for so many people. We're talking about the waffle distributing menace, Weffle. Weffle is a chipmunk lady who is a big fan of baking. She gives off an incredibly motherly aura with her apron, accent, and love for keeping the rest of the team well fed. She kinda reminds me of a southern grandmother who tells you that you're too skinny, so whenever you visit, she's got a king's feast prepared. But with Weffle, it's all waffles. She's a little chunky too, and we love some respectful chunky rep here on Sera's Things. Around here, we have a saying, never trust a skinny chef. So those waffles are probably pretty bomb. Since Weffle is a starter, we can't see her stats in-game, but the dev in Perma helped me out and gave me the numbers. Like all of the available agents, she has 3 hearts. Then she has 3 stamina, which is 150 points, 4 extraction, 2 hacking, 3 sanity, and 4 speed. Her stamina is the average value, but Toon Universe stamina is a way more important stat due to the sanity mechanic. If you haven't heard, TU uses a sanity mechanic. As you get chased, the sanity meter goes down. As it does, the amount of stamina you restore is reduced. Once depleted fully, it takes twice as long to restore, effectively halving your stamina. 150 might seem like plenty, but once the chase starts, you're going to want it over pretty quickly. Thankfully, she has a couple of ways to end chases. The first is, of course, her movement. She has a 4. She's faster than the average character. And the other is her passive. When Weffle picks up an item, she moves 7.5% faster for 10 seconds. Other than that, she prefers to use extraction machines to hacking machines, so stick to the VATs, as most other agents will be faster at hacking than her. Her main ability is what she's known for, though. When you use her ability, she tosses a room temperature waffle into a player's inventory. This waffle is forced into the inventory if slots are available and consumed instantly if the inventory is full. When you consume your cold Eggo, you get a 30% speed boost. This ability is one of the shorter cooldowns in the game, only 30 seconds. So if you don't like having a full inventory, all I can say is that's a worry you need to get over quickly because you're going to have a full inventory all the time with Weffle around. The main downside of this ability is that Weffle can't use her own waffles in the way a similar character, Coco from Dandy's World, can. Coco can put her bonbons on the ground and pick up her own bonbons or let other players pick them up. If Weffle had to put her waffles on the ground before a player could grab them, her ability would be way less useful. Requiring a player to grab them means that they can't use them quickly. It also means Weffle couldn't easily hand them over to players that are in the middle of a chase. While the game is overall slower progressing than other games, it is faster in the gameplay department. You're not having a lot of time to go out of your way to pick up items when you're in a chase. Currently, how Weffle's waffles functions is the best for the game, but maybe she could receive a copy of the buff when she gives out a waffle, or she could give herself a waffle if no other targets are nearby. Anyway, this means that currently, Weffle is only capable of giving buffs to other players reliably, and her passive is the only thing that would work in a solo environment. It's because of this that I don't think she's a good choice for solo. Instead, I think you should play her as a supportive role and an extractor. So as much as I hate an inventory full of waffles, it is what she's best at, and honestly, she's a pretty great agent. I think she definitely has value long after you bought other agents. There's reasons to return to her with the right team setup. I think it's perfectly okay that she's only viable as a co-op character, but I'd appreciate the option to be able to solo with her. As for her infected, she's currently not in the infected pool. She's in the game, but she's not ready to be played against yet. Now the final part, her voice lines. They're pretty good, but she is one of the louder characters, so please don't spam her voice lines in lobbies. It's so loud.
Amazing work, everyone! Come on, y'all, let's go! Come on, y'all, let's go! Come on, y'all, let's go!
If you don't see a lot of people playing Weffle and Nimbus because they're starters, I do think we'll still see a lot of art of them. Weffle isn't exactly mascot material for the game itself in the way that Nimbus could be, but there are definitely people who will say Weffle is their favorite, and her presentation and design is definitely deserving of that. TU in general is great at character design. I will give an itty-bitty note though. If I didn't know she was a chipmunk from her info page, I wouldn't recognize her as one. I think she looks more like a dog. Maybe if she was shorter, it'd give off more of a chipmunk vibe, or maybe I would just confuse her more with a Pomeranian then, but I know some of these characters are like OCs to the devs, and the designs are very personal to them, so I can totally understand people disagreeing with me on this one. If I had to give her a score, it'd be a B, Nimbus as well since I forgot to give him one. Great starters, and even better since you're not forced to choose one or the other. Since we can't talk about her infected, this is where the video ends. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the supporters on Patreon and members on YouTube like Freya Games, Gezro, Am, Nebazi, Aspirant Artist, Paper, Faye Penguin, Momentary Unicorn, Nat, Marius, Yeenie, Worm Syrup, Rask, Beeve, Colorado Blue, Vaderson, Linky, Eddie14, The Ace of Raccoons, Blackjack, Rask again, Willie Pete, TG Dante, Linky again, Astro Pixie YT, and Malding Brick. I'll see you all later. I locked Weffle out of my room and she's been sliding cold waffles under the door. Bye.